Kim Cash that, and Kim Cash, Kim Cash, Kim Cash, Kim Cash, Kim Cash this, and Kim Cash that, and Kim Cash, Kim Cash, Kim Cash, Kim Cash.
Hi everybody, it's your girl Kim, and I'm back with another episode of KIMFESSIONS, and I just want to get right into it because I just feel like it's time to start confessing. Right, so the first topic today is letting you niggas know that you are not bigger than the program. Did you hear that? You're not bigger than the program. And I just want to talk a bit more about sort of the UK prototype, socially engineered, the socially engineered bitches and niggers out here. Because I just feel like look, I'm only speaking for myself, but I have noticed a lot of changes in the last years with like how people just copy each other in England. Like the copy culture has always been something so concerning for me anyways, because I love originality. I love niggas who is themselves. I love people who are themselves. But the truth is there is not a lot of that going on out here. And this is why I wanted to start with talking about basically the UK people being socially engineered. And we can start from like a long time ago, but I feel like the biggest influence in the culture today is of course the music. And I'm not going to speak about the Americans today. I'm just going to keep it UK based. Because from what I've seen, I mean, look, I'm not from like a certain generation when it comes to this music thing or whatever you want to call it. But I've seen the scene evolve, and I have seen like a lot of young men and women be affected from the message that's being put out there. And like, where can I start? I'm not here to sort of like bash any artist or get onto anybody. This is not personal. This is just like what it is, really. The UK's social engineering shit that's going on out here, like the same niggas and the same bitches, like literally photocopied, same personalities, same hustle, same everything. And it's like, look, you guys are not bigger than the program, which I keep emphasizing, but a part of a part of the work is actually knowing yourself. Like doing the work is getting to know who the fuck you are and not like copying what others are doing. Like if I even talk about like the trends, it will just get long, and I will continue to. It's just that right now I'm a bit tight for time. But okay, let's just start with this is my opinion about Chris Kaba. And you know what? Long live Chris Kaba. May his soul rest in peace. And I just feel like, this is just, my confession. UK is like known for always trying to incite race wars. A lot of like British culture, whatever you call it, is like, how do I explain it without sounding crazy or being acute? Not that I care, but it's like a UK, it's black and white, isn't it? Like it's always been that. And then when you go into like the subcultures with growing up in school, and it was sort of Africans versus Jamaicans, there's all of like that stuff going on that probably won't ever stop. So I'm not here to like go deep into it, because again, you're not bigger than the program, are you? But gosh, let me catch my breath a bit. also back on what I was saying in terms of, I will get better at this. That kind of stuff. So a lot of what you saw, Chris Kaba, who is he? Chris Kaba was a young black man who was, he was a lovely person. I met him a few times, to be fair. And he got killed by the police in England. And a lot of the black people in England were really torn about like whether he should have been shot or not. And it's not just the blacks, actually, it's everyone, but whether he should or shouldn't have been shot by the police because of his criminal background. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's when I just knew that England is very, very bad vibes, because especially like UK niggas, you lot are always trying to copy the Americans, but you won't stand on what like maybe the black Americans would stand on when it came to like, let's say George Floyd, how everyone was riding for black. Like, you guys are so torn because he's a gang member. It means that he needed to get killed by the police. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, oh, he would have went on and continued with doing more crimes if the officer who got found not guilty of shooting him, which he absolutely did. It is kind of confusing. And I saw what all of that did on Twitter, of course, because, you know, Black Twitter, UK Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And the fact that people were actually out here debating whether a police officer was in the right for killing someone who was in a car that was involved in a shooting just goes to show how, like, so many of you are not making it back. Like, the mentality, I don't get too political, I don't like to get myself involved, but I just feel like, you know what, being a criminal doesn't justify a Fed shooting you, if that makes sense. Like, it just does not justify that act in itself. For me, I feel like I don't want to get into it anymore. That's just my opinion. You know, for me, Chris Kaba was unlawfully killed, you know, and I'm allowed to say what I want to say about it, and that's just where it stands. And of course, this shit was probably a bit deeper than what we saw because of all the whole situation that happened when he died, and everyone was going out on the protest for him, and the BBC showed Chris Kaba's protesters on the same sort of week as when Queen Elizabeth died, and that was a whole thing. But like I said, I think it gets kind of deep, and I don't really want to touch on that by myself today, maybe another time, because I'm just warming up. I'm just warming up with this podcast. But yeah, rest in peace, Chris Kaba. And there's still a lot of black people who are riding for you and know that what the feds did was wrong. Like, yeah. So the next thing, when you know, in more lighter news, yesterday people stayed up and were watching, what's his name? Fucking, who's it? Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. You know, I don't even bother with boxing too much anymore. I do like when the Brits fight. Obviously, when it comes to sort of like the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul shit, it's just too Hollywood for me. A lot of people do believe that it was scripted. Mike Tyson being a 58-year-old black guy fighting a prime Jake Paul at 27 years old. He held it down in a ring for about 8 rounds, which everyone seems to be really proud of. And but he still ended up losing, and it was a unanimous decision that Jake Paul had won. I think not too much about it, but I just suspect there's Hollywood going on in that situation. Like, they're two entertainers at the end of the day. It's kind of giving humiliation ritual on Mike's behalf because everyone saw his butt. Like, you're a big man. You know, he's a big man boxing this thing. He is like huge, you know what I mean? Reputation and everything. And if you've been on the internet, it's all got like the good stuff about Mike Tyson, all that good PR, and it's like, that's all good and well. When he was 18, his neck was this big, and he's been arrested 30 times before he was 13, and all of this stuff about him, which I don't know if we actually really need to know, we didn't know. But him having that fight with Jake Paul, listen guys, is a fucking entertainer. Like, he's gonna do whatever it is to get that bag. The people are saying that, oh, he purposely picks his opponents with who to fight. He doesn't fight real boxers. At the end of the day, guys, you guys get too invested in this shit when it's just like, it's all like, what do I say? How do I call it? It's just for gags. Like, have you ever been on that side of YouTube where like shit's just funny? Like, come on, guys. You gotta, y'all need to be for real, something. Like, I didn't watch it too much, but from the results, and like I said, like, see Mike Tyson's butt, they've all, like, that shit is a fucking humiliation ritual. Like, let's be honest. Like, even if it was scripted, not scripted, like, there's no fucking way. He got slapped the day before. Jake Paul got slapped by Mike Tyson the day before the fight, and you know, Jake Paul did the whole monkey walk up to the stage. I don't know if this is like an attack on anyone really, but I just feel like at his big age, Mike Tyson's not a dickhead. He knows how Hollywood works. He's been in the business for years before a lot of people. So you know, a win is a win in this kind of situation. I mean, Jake Paul is a genius because he put on a fight knowing that people are going to stream in, tap in, he gets his relevancy again, because without the fights, who is still really like, outside of who has already been like on the Jake Paul wave, who's like, how does he maintain his relevancy in culture? By doing something like fighting like Mike Tyson. And that's, you know, I would say. So, let's move on to some other topics. Right, a part of the UK social engineering programme, I've recently seen that there has been an attempt to create a sort of black, British, elitist, or like boule community of celebrities or influencers, whatever you call it. The only problem with UK is that the entertainers that we have can't really influence much. Like, I'm being like for real, especially when I don't know if it's because all these people are fucking gatekeepers of the fucking, I don't know what they're gatekeeping, because it's just like a lot of the UK already copy what the Americans do. So when it comes to the business, it's just, there's no fun. Like, try get that back, but there's no real fun. Like, the Mandem have been dominating the music for years and years, and like, you're talking grime era, and only like a few women being able to push through, which is a shame, but it is like just a part of the program over here, isn't it? Like, men still want a lot of control over what happens when it comes to making the moves, really. Because nowadays, like, you've got us, we don't have too many outlets, isn't it? Like, when it comes to news and gossip and all that, there is only a select few platforms, which again, like, you guys are not bigger than the program. They're very selective with like who they want to choose to be there, and if anything, it's always for the reason they'll put you up there is just for pure embarrassment and laughs, which is like fucked up. You know, like, British humour, I think that's their level of humour. Like, people always want to see when people are doing like weird shit or bad shit, and it's just like, not giving. I find that really strange, I have to be honest. Oh, that feels so good. So, like, part of the program is these, like I said, like these, they're trying to create this, you can't hang with us, you can't sit with us. And again, that's something that I might get deeper into another episode, because right now I'm a bit bored. And I'm like, I feel like I want to go out. I want to go out. Some pieces of advice I'd give is just make sure that you guys are in control of the narrative that you put out there, because only you have that power. Like, no one else is able to narrate your thing for you. Like, I am about to give everyone a confession, and boy oh boy has this shit changed me for the better. I know that a lot of girls out here are looking for a relationship, which is fine. Like, doesn't matter how you go about it, as long as you know what you want. However, the issue is that a lot of you girls don't actually know what you want, and you're meeting up with a lot of men who already don't know what they want. So it's always going to be like a recipe for disaster. And my whole like advice would be to just like stay grounded within, because out here there's so much going on, so much to choose from, so many fake ass motherfuckers, and if you're not tapped into yourself, you're gonna just keep meeting the same socially engineered motherfuckers over and over and over again. And for me, I don't find that fun. Like I said, make sure you guys are liking my shit and fucking subscribing and following me and shit, because we're coming to an end of this episode. But only because I gotta go, but I'm gonna be back. So over this weekend, here's the confession. Over this weekend, my relationship has come to an end with someone that I really held dearly, really great person. And the reason why it's over is because of the quote unquote pictures that I post on fucking Snapchat, and like I'm always skinning out, and like I was upset, of course. Like, no person wants to be left. Well, anyways, it's I just see it. Anyone leaving you is a fucking blessing in disguise. Like, as one gone, a next one born. Like, the market out here, there's so many people not to get through, because at the end of the day, like I said, you gotta know what the fuck it is that you want. Cut out the bullshit, but you gotta move through certain things. And like, at the end of the day, when certain people get sent on your path, it's either you learn a lesson from it or it works, isn't it? Like, only goes two ways. And I guess he came as a lesson, and he was like, look, you post too much raunchy stuff on the internet, and I just like can't handle that. And I'm like, you know what, I tried to explain, like, babe, it's not. And listen, ladies, if you actually like can resonate to this, let me know. I'm me, beautiful woman, inside and out. And when I do post, it's really posting for myself, posting myself as an art form to the world. Doesn't matter, sort of, we only post the best bits really, but it doesn't matter for me like how much skin or not skin is in it, because it's what I feel comfortable in. And he was like, unfortunately, I feel like men will always look at that and be like, they want to fuck, or I don't feel like you're being loyal to me. And I just thought, that doesn't really make sense, because look, loyalty is like an internal thing, in my opinion. Loyalty is one of them things that like, you either have it or you don't. And if I'm locked in with you, you have access to me. Like, I'm sharing my body with you, I'm sharing my energies with you. I want to make like a long-term plan with you. I don't date for the sake of dating. I'm a purposeful individual, and in hopes that we could, I'm not really with like the whole married fairy tale wedding shit, like not too pressed on that, but I feel like a lifetime partner definitely is on my cards, but someone who can like more so understand me. So anyways, long story short, he was like, no, like I feel like when you pose it's because you want attention and this and that, and I just thought, nah, it's not, because look, I get attention, so more attention is not an issue, like for me. And as a man, I feel like, fuck it, as a man, us girls love saying as a man. Like, what is it about that saying, as a man? Like, as a yeah, but bro, it doesn't even make sense. Like, every single time, as a man, when we're just girls, like, I'm just a fucking girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl, and I'm not your gal anymore, dickhead. Anyways. The pictures, the story. Cool. Doesn't want to be with me because he's like, I said to him, I'm not really someone who compromises. It's not really my thing. I feel like if you fuck with me, I'm going to have you stuck. But like, you kind of have to be at a point of acceptance about how I am as a person. I am secure in myself. Therefore, me being able to express that on these platforms, it just comes easy, like, to me. And I'm not like, sorry guys, like, I'm not trying to justify this, but he's like, oh, basically if you post a certain way, you're just a hoe, like guys are just gonna see you as a hoe, all this and all that. And I'm like, just because I dress like a hoe doesn't mean that I am a hoe. Like, they're two very different things. And this is kind of the bridge where, you know, that when you hit that wall with people, it's just best to go your separate ways. Like, don't rush, pressure anything. It's probably for the best when shit don't work out how you want it to. And so that's what happened. That's my confession. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell nobody. That was a secret. So yeah, I'm like definitely in my healing era, and I'm like single, and I'm happy to actually just be left the fuck alone, because I have, like, my notorious saying is like, I leave people the fuck alone. I don't got time to run niggas down, chase bitches down for anything. Like, I feel like if you disrupt my peace in any way, shape or form, the best thing to do is just leave it alone, you know? Just leave it alone. If it's meant to be, it'll fucking be, right? People love that saying. But yeah, I'll be shooting some more episodes, so please stay tuned, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And there was some tea that was spilled. Like, okay, we've not asked for fucking, not, you know, some tea was spilled, and I'm quite, you know, really testing the waters with this shit. And like, I hope you were able to take something from this, really. Yeah, man, like, subscribe, keep following. It will get juicier. Like, KIMFESSIONS, like, don't fucking play with it. Don't play with it. Like, this is just a part of me. I told y'all niggas. Like, more music. I am dropping some music, I think, this month, or if not this month, next month. It is like November, so like not too long. I am dropping some music, some new music on the way. I'm writing and everything. Don't stop writing as a musician. You just keep writing and writing. Even when you want to stop, you're like, damn, ain't no stopping us. But yeah, try not to be too socially engineered, but remember, you can't escape. You cannot escape the program, and that's just the reality we're in. But boy, better pick your poison. All right, stay tuned for more episodes, and I'm your girl Kim. If you've got anything that you want to discuss, or you want to see me talk about here, please do leave it in the comments, like, things, because I get deep, man. I keep saying, like, just let me, this is like, it's not really a warm-up, because it's like, it is what it is, but I don't want to say too much. I'm still at a place where I'm like collecting my thoughts, which don't stop, but in order to like sort of share these things with you guys. But yeah, bye guys.